China has not only served America and American industry and capitalism, China has also served the little man.
Oh, sweetheart, you really came onto your Chinese app with the username American Steve just to tell us that China has only contributed toilet paper and slave labor?
This shirt was made in China. I love this shirt. But you know it was not made in China? Our new song, Forget About the World. It was made here in Los Angeles by me and these guys. Well, some of these guys, not all those guys. But this guy, that guy, and that guy, and this guy. Forget About the World. We wrote that song together right in that room over there. Here, not in China. But this shirt?
I've been called a traitor. I'm turning my back on my country because I decided to get some machines that make my life easier. $44,000 for an American-made ditch witch, or 15 grand for that, and that might be better.
See, I was gonna leave you alone, but you're just in my comments being super toxic. People like you that bring up MSG in 2025, that just tells me you have a lot of air between your ears. If you were to tell me you don't eat tomatoes, cheese, seaweed, and mushrooms, all those things I just listed, they all produce MSG. And I wouldn't believe you if you tell me you don't eat. And you say Chinese products are junk. The products that you're able to afford are junk. I'm holding an iPhone 15 Pro, made in China. I'm looking at your comments on an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Guess what? Made in China. This part's gonna get a little bit nerdy, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to understand. TSMC's factory in Arizona, yes, it's up in producing chips, but I think they're only still producing 5 nanometer chips. Right now, top of the line is 3 nanometer chips. Currently, it's still mainly produced in Taiwan. And guess what Taiwan just passed as a law? Most advanced technologies are only allowed to be produced in the TSMC factories in Taiwan, 9 Arizona. Fake Rolex, fake watches, they exist. Yeah, China makes them. And guess what? All those Swiss brand watches, you know where they get their parts from? I'll let you guess. You can't say the only thing that China makes is fakes, because China is the manufacturing capital of the world. They make everything from top of the line to bottom of the line. And for your last one, Chinese stealing AI. I don't know if you're a tech guy like me, but did you see DeepSeek when it came out? Because when DeepSeek came out, it was all over the news. Because it was cheaper to train. It only take like 1% of what GPT-4o cost to train. And it was cheaper to run because it was more lightweight. The way that it did reasoning was way better than 4o, also than Gemini. Oh yeah, the best part, they put it out for free. They didn't even charge you like ChatGPT did. In benchmarking, it was better in Chinese, coding, and math. You want US to be better. So do I. I want US to be better too. I want China to be better. I want Canada to be better. But let's be honest. Until people like you could be honest with yourself and hold your government responsible, you're never going to be back to number 1 again. Because of what Trump did, it pointed out to the entire world that the United States can never be trusted again.
Okay, so many people asked me from my last video where I got this clear kettle from. So this is a Chinese brand called Jiuyang, but it's also available in the US. I got it from the website called yamibuy.com. I will put it on the screen. I got mine probably like 4 or 5 years ago. As you can see, the quality is really good. I use it all the time. There's no like discoloration or anything. Another great website that I use all the time to shop for Asian food and products is We, because they have the best Chinese food produce collection and they have coupons all the time. And also the snacks. Oh my god, if you haven't tried Chinese snacks, like what are you doing? Okay, you need to get on them. They are the bomb. Also for my ladies, okay, remember I said you have to start drinking warm water, okay? And this is what I use. This is a Japanese brand, again, great quality, and it's very easy to use. All you need to do is put water in here, and it will boil it automatically and keep it warm as long as it's plugged in. And if you need water, you just click a few buttons, and the hot water will come out. Mine's pretty big, as you can see. It got 4 liters, but they have smaller sizes. It helped me stay hydrated and I don't have to boil water all the time. So highly recommend it, okay? Hope this helps.
China has not only served America and American industry and capitalism, China has also served the little man, because I go to the dollar store and I'm able to get the things that I really need at prices I can afford. I was able to shop on Temu. I was able to beat the system, to beat capitalism, and I loved it. So I'm hoping that China will decide to help the little man again and figure something out, because honestly, I can't make it without China. I don't make enough money. I can't afford to buy American.
Oh, sweetheart, you really came onto a Chinese app with the username American Steve just to tell us that China has only contributed toilet paper and slave labor? That takes a special kind of courage or a special kind of education system. I can't decide which felt you harder, your history teacher or your brother. Let's start with your brilliant highlight. Toilet paper. Yes, China invented it. You're welcome. So next time you're having one of your deep philosophical moments on the toilet thinking about freedom and burgers, just know it's Chinese innovation. Saving your cheeks from shaving. And it didn't stop there, cowboy. Paper, China. Printing press, China. Compass, China. Gunpowder, also China. You know, all the things that gave Europe a head start once they borrowed it, rebranded it, slapped a sticker on it, call it progress. High-speed rails? We built more than the rest of the world combined. You're still waiting 45 minutes for a train that runs slower than your 2003 Toyota. Electric vehicles? China is the factory, the battery, and the future. You call them commie toys while scrolling Retina on an iPhone with a Chinese battery, assembled in China, shipped by Chinese logistics, sitting in a house full of cheap Chinese crap that you bought. Let's talk shopping, Steve. Shein, Temu, AliExpress, you love to hate them. Here's the twist. They also carry high-end goods. So if all you see is Dollar Tree Couture, that's not on China. That's on you. If the algorithm keeps showing you $2 polyester undies, maybe, just maybe, it knows you better than your girlfriend does. Wouldn't force you to click back to cart, babe. That's capitalism. And you're its most loyal customer. Meanwhile, we're launching space stations, building quantum internet, running on 5G, developing semiconductors, green energy, solar breakthroughs, supercomputers. You're still yelling at your smart fridge because it won't connect to your trailer park Wi-Fi. And fun fact, a lot of the tech you worship, from your iPhone's touch interface to Wi-Fi protocols to high-efficiency LEDs, were co-developed by Chinese engineers, many right there in America. People we probably avoid in elevators and now rant about on Red Note. But here's the real tragedy. We invented paper so you could learn and use it to wipe your ignorance. We shared tech, trade, medicine, philosophy, astronomy with Europe, Africa, Middle East, even ancient America. Because real civilizations, we build, we give, we elevate. You show up to a global app with historical depth of Facebook common thread and call that patriotism. This isn't about China. It's about you, your bitterness, your boredom, your failure to understand that we built a bridge and all you brought was a hammer trying to tear it down. We're not mad. We're not even surprised. We just thank you for inspiring this, bros. Now go back to Shein, grab some $3 sunglasses, and try not to walk into any more glass doors made in, China.
Seems like I found a new anime and a new manga to read, so I'm in a pretty good mood, so I'm gonna entertain your BS. Do you think it's this easy? Like, I push this button right here, I steal your fucking tech? And also, that's rich coming from the country that outsourced its entire industrial base to save 30 cents on a fucking toaster. While you're out here cosplaying as Henry Ford, China has built high-speed rail network for the entire country. China has mastered precision robotics. They graduate more engineers per year than we have in total. And let's talk about your stolen tech. You mean the same kind of stealing American did with European patents in the 1800s? Or are you talking about when we poached German scientists after World War II? My guy, like, manufacturing is not about who invented it. It's about who can scale it, run it, and own the supply chain. Spoiler alert, it's not Canada, it's not US. Keep flexing that, oh, we did it first energy, while your iPhone, fridge, even your damn MAGA hats are made in China. We invented manufacturing. It's like Blockbuster claiming that they invented streaming first. And you saw what happened to that.
Actually, you know what else? Why was it always that the West was desperate to create the Silk Road and to go into Asia and to trade, bring back scarves and spices and goods? And now everyone's like, America and the West doesn't need China, it doesn't need this and that. Yeah, I mean, Italy wouldn't even have noodles if it wasn't for China. Like, do you not know that? Do you not know that Italians have noodles because of China? Like, China invented gunpowder and paper. And all the goods from India, the spices, everything else like that too, in those trade roads. What did any of those countries back then even get from Europe? I'm serious. Oh my god, I just searched it up and it kind of sucks. Because they had to list religion as one of them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Europe also gave them the plague. Okay, so Europe got teas, dyes, tons of different goods, paper, gunpowder. China got glassware, ivory, some gold, religion, and disease.
I gotta tell you, if there's no more Chinese products coming in the United States, the one good thing we don't have to worry about is cheap shit. You're gonna get some quality shit now. God bless America. Here's the famous Budweiser hat that people said is made in China. I got news for you, China. This is not made in China. This is made in Bangladesh.
Oh wow, that confidence, sir. It's louder than your hat, and about as off-center. You're proud your Budweiser hat says made in Bangladesh? That's adorable. You do realize made in Bangladesh doesn't mean not made by China, right? It just means the Chinese factory outsourced the final stitch. Labor costs rose in China, so they got smart. Now the fabric, the thread, the machines, still Chinese. But they cross the border, tag it with the discount sticker, and boom, your freedom hat is born. Congrats, you got checkmated by shipping routes and the Brother XL 2600 sewing machine. And the irony? You made this whole "we don't need China" speech on an iPhone using a Chinese app, running a Chinese processor, streaming through Chinese servers on a Chinese-made camera, held in a plastic case made in, China. This whole anti-China rant brought to you by China. You're the brand ambassador, just without a paycheck. Now let's talk about your job. Tile grout cleaner in Las Vegas, right? So you're out here scrubbing imported porcelain tiles, probably far in the kiln near Nanjing, where you're made in Bangladesh but actually China hat, while yelling about how you don't buy Chinese. My brother in capitalism, you're marinating in China. And that cheap Chinese shit line? Sweetie, China makes luxury. $100,000 tea sets, tech that NASA side-eyes, fashion houses that stitch in silence and build in 5 digits. You just can't afford that here. That's not a Chinese problem, that's a paycheck problem. China doesn't decide what gets shipped to your Walmart, your importers do, your corporations do. They pick the cheapest options because they know you'll pick the cheapest price. And you do. You want made in USA? Sure. You got the factories, the workers, the 3 times price tag, or just the Facebook opinions? Because you're not buying made in Italy, you're not buying made in USA. Hell, you're not even buying made in Kansas. You're buying the cheapest hat that matches your weekend jeans and talking like you're head of the Federal Reserve. And don't even get me started on made in France. You think that means luxury? Darling, that silk scarf was made in Suzhou. They just sold the final label in Paris and charge you 10 times more for French accent. But don't worry, you're not their target customer. The fantasy of quality, that price tag, it didn't dodge China, it dodged your credit score. And here's the kicker. You don't know that because global trade is complicated, and your take isn't. For 40 years, China's been holding down your prices like duct tape on a busted bumper, and now you're mad at the tape? Next time you go viral off Facebook opinions screaming about good old American pride, just take a moment. Look around. Your phone, your hat, your tiles, your app, your camera, all made possible by a country you don't understand but absolutely rely on. You're not unplugged from China. You're just holding up the line in the store built by China, stocked by China, powered by China, still looking for the barcode on your $3 hat and your pride.
I'm glad you watched this extent. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that you're supporting Comfort for Life. I just want to give my 2 cents on this. I love Chinese products. Let's start there because that's what I see around me. And the reason why it is worldwide, I would say spread or supplied, it's because of its affordability. So you afford Chinese products depending on the amount of money that you're willing to give. to receive that certain product. So Chinese are people who make products with people in mind. You know, it's not a capitalistic world. They want to make profit, and so many people don't know that if they lower their prices, they can make much more profit than hiking them to the point that people aren't able to afford what they're selling. So why complain about quality when you can afford this luxury stuff? Go and get them from those luxury stuff that just trust. I've seen people saying, oh, I had a bad experience buying from Timo, and they're breaking up their pans and whatever after this tariff war. I don't want to bring some sensitive whatever is here, because some of the things don't really make sense, because of the reason of us not understanding the order of the society. There is no day that we'll all be on the same level and afford all of us expensive stuff that we desire to have.